I tried to beat new Super Luigi U without touching a single block. Doesn't matter if it's a brick block, question mark block, donut block, any block is just illegal to touch. Can I do it? Well, let's just jump into it. World 1-1 starts off the quest easy with only a few blocks here and there, but with the amazing flying squirrel suit that we get from this little dude at the beginning, no block will actually be on our way. 1-2 does feature a very tricky part over there. As you can see, those platforms keep tilting left and right, and with them move evil blocks that we cannot touch. We'll have to hold onto the wall and then jump when the timing is just right, and there we go. The rest of the level is quite easy. 1-Tower contains a few brick blocks on the way, but they're quite simple to dodge. What isn't simple to dodge is all of those flames. Ouch, that hurts. 1-3 doesn't contain any blocks on the way, and 1-4 doesn't either. As for 1-5, well, guess what? It also doesn't feature any block on the way, allowing us to get to World 1-Castle, which is actually quite simple until the very last part. You see, you typically have to hit this block in order to hit that switch and turn all of those yucky coins into blocks you can walk on. Obviously, we cannot do any of that, but thanks to the lovely acorn suit, we can just jump and glide above all of the munchers, evil coins, and get to the end without ever needing to interact with a block. Nice. World 2-1 is alright, as long as you keep clear of this blue switch, as it will create a bunch of evil blocks that we're gonna have to dodge. For this quest, I'd rather touch those yucky coins instead. 2-2 does contain a couple blocks we have to jump above, but it also contains those gross enemies, and they can actually destroy the blocks, clearing our paths. Wow, thank you guys! 2-3 is pretty annoying, taking place in the dark and featuring a million enemies out to kill you, but if we're talking blocks, well, there aren't that many. As for 2-Tower, there are no blocks at all, allowing us to quickly get to Boom Boom the Mad Lad and to defeat him. 2-4 has a bunch of cool looking statues, but no blocks, and I can say the same thing about 2-5. Well, not the statues part, you know, just the no block part. Anyways, you get it. 2-6 features an invisible block right there, so be extra careful not to jump, or else, well, the challenge will fail in a dumb way. 2-Castle has this one spot with a bunch of blocks coming out of the lava, but with an acorn suit, we can just fly above it. World 3-1 does contain a few blocks that could potentially be dangerous if we're not paying attention, but it's not that bad either. 3-2 is the first underwater level of the quest, and besides this block over there at the start of the stage, well, there's nothing on the way, so it's an easy one. 3-Tower has a few blocks, but I wouldn't worry about them too much. Those big scary skewers are way more dangerous, let me tell you. 3-Ghost House has a bunch of annoying boos, but no annoying blocks. 3-3 was quite simple, and 3-4 was actually a total joke featuring 0 blocks. 3-5 scared me a bit because of this part where you cannot really swim up without touching these blocks, but thankfully, by going inside of this blue ring, all of those blocks turn into coins, allowing us to make our way to the end without touching a single one. Nice. 3-Castle is actually full of blocks. I mean, just take a good look. Blocks here, blocks there, blocks everywhere. The first part wasn't too bad, and the underwater section was fine too, but this final part where there's a King Bill chasing you around was quite problematic. You see, it's easy to dodge the first few blocks by swimming in the water down there, but then you'll be face to face with this. Uh-oh, are we done for? Well, no, let's just wait for our pal King Bill to actually destroy all of these blocks, and then he clears the way and we can get a move on. Epic! Thank you so much, King Bill, you are a hero. World 4-1 isn't actually good. It's a vertical level and you need to jump on those note blocks to get to the top. And obviously, note blocks are blocks, so we can't do that. But with an acorn suit, we can actually fly up high enough in the sky to get to the end of the level without ever needing to touch those blocks. Nice! 4-2 is full of penguins, but no blocks. 4-tower was actually nerve-wracking because of all of the icicles. This part over there required me to do a very precise wall jump above all the pesky blocks, but also under the deadly icicles. But as you can see, I still managed to clear it. 4-3 features very few blocks. 4-4 features none, and 4-5 features only a few, but they can all be avoided. 4-Ghost House only features those blocks near the flagpole, but if you fly above them, they will vanish and you'll be all good. 4-Castle is, well, interesting to say the least. You're kinda meant to run super fast on these blocks, and we can obviously not do that. I tried baiting the thwomps into breaking them and falling to their death, and it worked, but eventually you reach a point where if you go back to the left, well, the thwomps just respawn to the right and they try to crush you once more. So yeah, I think this one is not possible. I tried playing as Nabbit, which cannot get hurt by anything, but as he can't have an acorn suit to glide, well, I'm still forced to touch the blocks. So yeah, this is it, this is the end. But thankfully, we already beat World 3-Castle earlier, remember? So we can still go to World 5 no matter what. See you later, 4-Castle. 5-Airship is up, and this one was actually quite simple and featured no blocks on the way. World 5-1 actually features giant blocks all over the place, and I had to be extra careful with those vine jumps. If I touch the plants, I die, and if I touch the blocks, I cry. 5-2 features a bunch of blocks coming out the poison water, and without an acorn suit, we're done for. And even with the acorn suit, I had to land on those paratroopas to keep gliding further, but thankfully it is possible. 5-3 also contains a bunch of blocks and also some annoying brambles, but once more, with the acorn suit, we're all good. 5-Tower is home of snake blocks. Yep. The whole idea in this stage is to stand on a snake block and let it carry you to the end. And obviously, we cannot do that. I had an idea though. What if we could actually fly forever? Well, let's go back to 1-1 and grab this little punk rabbit Nabbit, and look what Toad has in his bag for us. AP Acorn! Nice! Using this power-up will allow us to fly forever and get to the top of the tower without ever needing to touch those snake blocks. Let's go! 5-Ghost House features a few evil blocks hiding in the shadows, but they can all be avoided. 5-4 is full of warp pipes, but it doesn't contain any blocks, so it's all good. Also, look at that beautiful painting! I love it. 5-5 is so easy, I beat it in like 10 seconds. And 5-6 features an evil invisible block right at the beginning, which was a bit annoying. But after that, it's simple. 5-7 features a couple blocks, but we don't actually need to use them to get to the top. Bouncing on the wigglers will do. 5-Castle is kinda like a Donkey Kong level, as all I did was to swing from one vine to the next. So yeah, it was easy. World 6-1 contains a few blocks, but they aren't in the way. 6-2 was also quite simple, as long as you dodge those node blocks down there. 6-Tower started out fine, but as soon as I reached this part, I had a big problem. You see, there's a wall of blocks up there, and the only way to get rid of it is by hitting an invisible block to the left or to the right for this growth to destroy all of the brick blocks. And well, as you can guess, we can't do that, because it's an invisible block. It's against the rules. I guess we're going to have to go back and try to find some secret exits in previous levels. I know there's one in World 5-Ghost House, so let's investigate. Well, the exit can easily be reached, bringing us to 7-Beetles, a level containing a few blocks that can all be avoided, meaning it's actually pretty easy. And this allows us to reach the next world and keep this quest alive. World 7-1 is full of evil fuzzies, and there's a bunch of ice bros freezing them, allowing you to get to the end. But wait a minute, those are technically ice blocks now, right? Dang it, this means I cannot touch them, but thankfully we can just fly and glide above them all until we reach the end. That was a close one. 7-2 was super easy, and so was 7-3. Same thing goes for 7-Tower, but the thing is, once we open up the door to the boss, we stand face to face with this. blocks. Blocks all over the place. Obviously, standing on the block during the cutscene is out of my control, so it doesn't count. But as soon as the fight starts and I regain control, well, I have no choice but to jump out of there and I touch more blocks, which now is totally not allowed. Is this the end of the quest? Not if you have a PA corn, baby! Let's grab this little bunny brat once again, and now that we can fly forever, we can dodge all of those pesky blocks and defeat Kamek. Nice! 7-Ghost House is full of blocks that are actually trying to attack you. Truly shocking. Thankfully, I can dodge them all. 7-4 and 7-5 are both pretty simple to beat, but 7-6 requires you to hop on a snake block, which is really not possible for the quest. Thankfully, the ghost house does feature a secret exit leading right to the castle, so no worries. Speaking of, 7-Castle was actually quite simple to beat and didn't feature any blocks, so we're all good. But just before we get to the final world, we have to check out 7-Airship, which does feature a lot of blocks, but we can avoid them all by crouching, moving left, moving right, and just flying above them. As for the fight against Junior, well, we kinda have to start on these Junior blocks, but yet again, get a PA corn and fly your way to victory. World 8-1 contains a lot of blocks, and you'll have to do some crazy jumps in between all of them. It is scary, but it is possible. 8-2 contains a few stretching block thingies, but these are not too bad. 8-3 has lots of gears and cogs, but no blocks. 8-Tower was pretty simple, and now we can get to the final level. 8-Bowser is actually quite easy to beat, and it doesn't contain any dangerous blocks. And beating Bowser is actually simple, and with that done, well, we did it! We saved the princess! So yes, it is possible to beat new Super Luigi U without touching a single block. Actually, it wasn't too difficult, and when we had a big problem, well, we could always find a secret exit that solved the issue. Yay! Thank you so much for watching. As for me, I'll go back to playing games, I'll go back to making challenges, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!